ladyship. She and Macbeth are returning to the castle where King Duncan will arrive and have dinner with them.
Good night, dear King. Oh, sorry, Kingman always gives me that. Now, dear.
Oh, yeah.
I've rubbed the guards and given them the grateful dead music to pass out to instead of all just for you.
To do what? What?
Your name should be tomorrow instead. Go get rid of the king! Go now!
Here's going!
Well?
You thought I heard a voice cry. Sleep no more. Macbeth destroyed the sleeping.
More actual close on the playground. Oh, get a grip, William! Cover the king's blood on the guard with his dagger by their side.
We're exciting stuff, folks. Now here comes Macduff, the chieftain of Fifi.
Look over there, Macduff, the chief of Fifi. Come to the castle. He will see the dead king. Oh, now we'll kill the guards. Oh, gross.
Oh, horror! These murders will be around the city, and you will become king.
King? Events are just flying around. It's hard to keep up with this. First, the big one. King Duncan is dead. We can safely stay with the guard, or some known an assassin. Now we get word that Duncan's sons have fled to Ireland and England.
More news coming in here, Sarah. Says the prophecy concerning Banquo is still bothering Macbeth. So one night he killed him, but his son escaped.
Ugh. This is making Charles Manson look like a choir boy. Now we switch to Macbeth, where he is proclaimed king. And yes, it looks like a ghost has just appeared.
All right. Everyone to my feast. Wait a minute. That looks like a ghost Banquo. At my seat.
Did you get the books on Bill's God?
Which of you done this?
Thou canst not say that I did it.
Be gone, your senseless mind is hiding out through a horrible shadow.
What is your majesty sees? Your words have been a little tired. Let's call it a night.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have found the witches, and they are ready to deliver on this awesome story.
Macbeth, beware Macduff, the chieftain of Fifi. Macbeth will be unconquerable until to the burning woods. I'm Dungeoning you.
That will never be. And will Banquo's descendants ever rule?
8 kings now make a procession by need.
But they all look like Banquo. Bring me some men. Murders, take care of Macduff and use him there to eliminate his family.
Han, we have another lead. Macduff's family has been found murdered.
Indeed, bloody deeds, ladies and gentlemen.
And now Macduff has sworn revenge the minute he got the news. Meanwhile, back at the castle, Lady Macbeth has gone mad, obsessed with seeing blood before her. Out! Out, yes! Bulletin! Lady Macbeth has kicked the bucket.
Ouch! Brief handle.
Hate to break it to your majesty, but remember the prophecy about
Get it to me, what is it?
the burning wood is approaching.
How can a bunch of trees move?
And it was true. Every English soldier held a tree branch as they appeared. Macbeth decided to fight, then Macduff met him. My voice is in my sword.
I will not yield!
Then Macduff slew Macbeth and was hailed as the new king. That is all that can be presented in a fair and balanced manner. Now back to you, Han.
That's it in a nutshell, folks. The Macbeth story. And remember, you heard it first on Crocs News.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Thorne. I'll be your game host for this evening. Welcome to the video game challenge, where we pick 2 contestants and put them within a great Shakespeare play. Tonight, that was Richard III. Now, let's introduce the star of our show, King Richard!
Good evening, everyone. This is yours truly, in the box, so to speak, villain supreme. Do you want to know how bad I am, Thor?
Not really, Richard. We gotta get on with the show. Have you fastened your seatbelt?
I'm not familiar with that. Sounds like a chastity belt.
Or get it, Rich. Now just Climb to the box. Well, our two contestants for tonight are Tara Tenacious and Martha the Marvel. How are you guys feeling tonight?
Ready to kick some butt? I'm most tenaciously stoked.
Well, you both have conquered many games in your time. Grand Theft Auto,
Yeah.
Halo 3.
Uh-huh.
But are you ready for R3?
You bet.
Perfect. Now get to your spaces. The one with the most points wins. Now, before we begin, let's introduce a lucky member of our studio audience who will play all the parts except for Richard. Now let's see now. Come on up here, girl. Now, what's your name?
Rocky Road.
Rocky Roll, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for Rocky. Oh, well, how are you doing tonight, Rocky?
Hi, Thor. This is the first time I've ever won anything!
Well, it's a perfect opportunity. Pretty soon, you'll be sharing an elevator with Paris Hilton.
Ew.
You know that's hot.
Yeah.
Well, for now, just in the box with Richard. He's the next best thing. All right, but before we begin, let's hear a few words from the star of our show, the notorious, wicked Richard the Third.
Now was the winter of our discontent, made glorious by this son of York, and all the clouds lowered upon the house. In the deep bosom of the ocean buried, now the brows bound with victorious wreaths, our bruised arms hung from monuments, our stern alarms changed to merry meetings, our dreadful marches to delightful measures.
Okay, folks, let's get the story set. It's a long time ago, a time of peace. We'll pick up the story. And Richard, the Duke of Gloucester, has pledged himself to what?
I know. Villainy, conspiracy, and tyranny.
Correct, 50 points. Now, whose butt is Richard going to kick?
Clarence and the King.
Correct, 50 points, Mark. Time game.
One French, hopes I have played, inductions dangerous, by drunken prophecies, livels and dreams, to set my brother Clarence and the King in a dreadful hate one against the other.
Richard has his eye on the crown and will not stop at getting it. His brothers have fought, and King Edward and Clarence where?
Into the Tower of London.
Correct, another 50 points for Tara, giving her 100. Richard then tries to woo, but is repulsed by who?
Lady Anne, whose father, husband, and father-in-law, Richard, has killed.
Correct, tie game at 100.
Was ever a woman in this humor one? I'll have her, but I will not keep her long.
Richard then sends murderers to kill who?
Clarence.
Death not be proud!
Wrong quote, Rocky, and please shut up. Now, Tara, your answer is correct. That's Tara at 150 with Martha at 100. Now, Elizabeth, why did King Edward enters and reports who is dead?
King Edward.
Correct, another tie game. Now, Elizabeth pretends to console. Buckingham, his ally, announces.
I will bring King Edward, Prince of Wales, to be crowned.
Elizabeth then learns of Richard's arrest of her son and brother, and so she goes into
Into hiding.
correct. Now, Richard's out of control, folks. This is a big game of power. Now, then he speaks to Hastings, the Lord Chamberlain, about succession to the crown. But he doesn't support Richard. In return, he does what? He pretends to be in sorrow about it.
He writes his head off.
Correct, another 50 points.
So dare the man have a sweet.
What hypocrisy! What evil! What, can we get a commercial break? No? My prose gone. Well, with Buckingham, Richard spells out his plan. He convinces everyone that Edward and his two sons are
Bastards. I mean, illegitimate sons.
correct. And he says that they should be kept in the Tower of London. Buckingham leads a group of citizens to Bernard's castle to demand what?
The Richard be crowned king.
Correct, Martha. Now, Richard ascends to the throne and is crowned Richard III. Who does he marry?
Lady Anne.
Correct. Richard has two sons, rightful heirs of the throne, killed.
Shall I be plain? I want the bastards dead.
Sorry about using that word again, folks, but it's in the text. Meanwhile, the Earl of Richmond is assembling an army of friends, preparing them to fight Richard. Buckingham leaves and joins his army. Now we have another murder. Who goes next?
Queen Anne.
My wife hath bid this will good night.
To which the Duchess of York replies,
Bloody thou art, bloody will be thy end.
excellent! Richmond manages to land his army in a boxwork field. The two opposing sides meet. Richard is confident with the larger army, but during the night, who appears?
The ghost of Henry VI. He was